and welcome to the Debrief 3.
Woo!
Sorry, just had a technical glitch there. But anyway, welcome.
Sarah didn't press record.
Somebody didn't press play or record, whatever it is.
Okay, let's start. Icebreaker. What is a fashion trend you do not like?
Sweepy fridges.
Hey, that was my one.
Tell us, Miss Sarah.
Yeah, back in the day, that was the thing. And I had it too, like really, really heavy side fringe.
I had one.
I cannot imagine. Sorry, I know we didn't talk, but I can't imagine you with a side fringe.
I didn't see it.
No.
I didn't sit mine either.
I
showed.
yeah.
No, it's true.
I showed Laura a picture of mine, and it was so bad. I'll insert it here. It was like proper like swoop across, and I'd like cut this bit myself to make it like.
It was so low down to your glasses.
It was so low, it like literally sat on top of my glasses.
Wow.
And then I had like this big chunky scarf on, and then we were showing Stella, and she was like, "Is that like during her emo phase?" And I was like, "No, it was just the fashion, or not fashion. I don't know." Yeah.
Oh, but there was a thing there.
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, like the.
Oh, you drive me crazy. I hate it.
Mm.
You know when you go into a shop and you see a nice t-shirt and it's cropped?
Oh, preach.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I hate cropped t-shirts.
Or the jeans, and you're like, oh, those are nice, and then you see holes in them. And you're like, oh, I didn't want the holes. Or other way around. Oh, okay.
Well,
You
no,
like the holes?
no, I don't really like jeans because
No.
I wear shorts all the time. But
I don't mind a ripped jean if it's here, like the knee. It's see when it's higher. I'm like,
my granddad goes crazy.
You know.
My granddad's like, did you buy them jeans like that? I'm like,
My granny says to him, "Would you like me to sew those for you, Hannah?" And I'm like, yeah.
they're not really a thing now, though, are they?
No, because like skinny jeans
Unless
are
they're
out.
huge, like they're baggy.
Yes.
It has to be really
Like
baggy.
the wide legs, the
Emma-
mom jeans are in.
I have
Yeah,
mom jeans.
I love mom jeans.
I have a pair of mom. They're in.
Oh, they're in.
Oh, good.
I love them.
You're keeping up with the times,
Yeah,
Sarah.
the baggy jeans. Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Like I was all about the skinny jeans back in the day. Oh,
You wouldn't be wearing skinny jeans now.
not now. No, definitely
Unless you have an
not.
oversized top.
Yes.
That works.
Yeah. But
Right.
and the Uggs.
Oh,
Uggs.
Uggs,
Yes.
They're back, but not the way we wore them. So we wore our skinny jeans tucked into the Uggs,
Yes, I remember that.
Now they're out.
and now they wear their Uggs under the trousers with the wide legs. Yeah, and it's the short Uggs. They're only like ankle kind of length.
They're like slippers.
Yeah,
They're very expensive.
those are kind of.
Interesting.
Whereas ours were like halfway up your
I
leg,
had a
Yeah.
pair,
tucked
I had a
in.
pair of Uggs
Yeah.
too.
And you wore them until the heels caved in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And then if it was
Yeah.
raining, you were screwed.
absolutely. It was soaked. Yeah. But, yeah. So yeah.
Well, that was very interesting. Fashion
Yeah.
changes a lot.
It does. Yes.
Well, today's episode is behavior management.
Mm.
So to start us off, we all know that in order to be effective with managing behavior in the classroom, we have to have good relationships with our children, right? So my first question is, sorry, we're laughing because we already did
We
this.
recorded this and Sarah didn't press record.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Miss Sarah.
But forgetting that and pushing on ahead, let's how do we build positive relationships with the students? What do we do?
Show them that you care.
Yeah, I think it's so important that they feel safe. Because if they feel like I've spent some time with them, then they're going to answer. I just feel they're more confident. They're going to answer more questions. They're going to just think, oh, Miss Hannah, she loves me. I'm safe, etc. And for me, I try every day to make sure that I listen to the kids individually. So if it's like they're struggling in math, I'll bring them up to my desk to work with them instead of me going to the table. Because when you're like, I love working in a small group, but the individual kid doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the group feels it, and they're like, "Oh, Miss Hannah came to us," but when they're with you, that one-to-one, they're just like,
I love that.
"Miss Hannah's here," and I'm like,
I think sometimes if you sit with them at their table, like there's kids at the table that know what they're doing, and then it's like,
I know,
Yeah.
I know. And then even listening to them read. Like I like to try and get a different kid to read to me, and I'm like,
I was doing that today.
yeah. So, yeah. Sometimes I do switch off when they read. Not gonna lie. I'm loving this time we're spending together, but
I don't. Is it bad to say like I don't really know what goes on in the stories as long as they're reading the words?
I know.
It makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes,
I know. Because sometimes you get a book and they're reading, they come to you and they're ready. You've read 2 chapters. And then I'm like, I don't know the story.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what's
then
going on.
sometimes it's really interesting. There's
Yeah,
one of the Biff, Chip and Kipper books that's like this magic key adventure in Egypt, I think it is. so interesting.
Ooh.
So like one period I just made that group read to me the whole time. And then the kids were like, is anyone else? I was like, not today. I'm like, keep reading because it was so good.
Just want to hear the end.
So good.
Snitty Prude was good or something.
Yeah,
Ah,
Prue. Yeah,
Prue,
yeah,
right.
yeah. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
And the detective one you have it. Some Shelley Holmes Ace Detective or
No, I
something.
haven't
Yeah.
done that, no.
Maybe it's a
You
grade
have
4
that
one,
one.
or maybe a
No,
sure
grade
one.
4, yeah, no, you're right.
It's
Ah,
that
but
was-
then I
yeah.
have some of them.
It's good.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
find like when you let them, if someone's explaining something for a long, long time, you know, and you have like a time crunch, just being like, no, I'm going to listen, make eye
I know.
contact, you know,
Mm.
Yeah.
like if it's a long explanation, because then they realize that you actually care
we're
about them,
listening.
and then when you show that, then the rest of the class are more likely to listen to each other
That's true.
Exactly.
rather than interrupt.
That's
But I feel like you said, a safe environment and just
They want to come to school.
and ask them about their day and
Yeah.
everything, and
true.
just laughing, you know, at moments,
Yeah.
making jokes.
You do this thing in the morning. You play a song.
Yes, play a song every
Yeah.
morning we come in.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they all vote if they like it or not.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
think
some
it's
of
cool.
so cool.
Some of the classics, you know, like
Yeah.
good tunes that they've never heard.
Yeah.
Some of them have been complaining because I've been playing like Hannah Montana tunes.
They complained.
Why are they complaining?
Exactly. I was like,
Very good.
some of the boys really liked it though. I was so surprised. I was like,
Yeah.
we played The Sound of Music the other day. And that's when I found out that my VIP liked The Sound of Music.
Ah.
Couldn't believe it.
I know.
Hey,
Really?
you just didn't expect it from them that they
No.
liked The Sound of Music.
yeah.
But it calms them down in the
So
morning, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because they're listening to it, so it's nice.
Yeah. I play music, but not mine's instrumental. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, can you sit down quietly because Miss Hannah's not awake.
That's nice. I forgot to play it one day and they went mad. I was like, sorry.
Like they request, like, where is our
Yeah,
song?
where is it? And I'm like, so sorry, I forgot to even put one on. It's
Oh.
hard to think of one sometimes.
Yeah.
Limited songs.
I'll give you a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a playlist. I've made a
Cool.
playlist on Spotify, all the songs that we've used.
I
Nice.
follow it. It's quite good.
Oh.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
put it all. Sometimes I put it all in the car. I'm like, oh.
Great vibe.
So I'm gonna give you some scenarios.
Oh yes, I've been
yeah.
looking forward to these.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
So I'll give you that, and then you just discuss like what behavior management strategies you would use in that
Okay.
situation. So the first one is just a classic one. You come into your class and they're all talking. What do you do to get them focused?
I go like this first. My class are very chatty.
Yeah, mine are too.
Yeah.
We both have very chatty
Yeah,
classes.
Mine is
Which is also good in a way.
Right, yes,
Uh-huh.
because see, when it's group work
Mhm.
and they're passionate
Oh,
about a
that's
topic,
brilliant. I did say that to them. I
like
said,
it's brilliant.
yeah, because they told me like Miss we're very chatty. I was like, I'm aware, and I said like
Yeah.
it is good because I'd rather you be chatty sometimes than
Then
stare at me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a blessing.
Yeah. I would probably, depends on how my mood.
Yeah.
I might come in and just stand at the front of the room quietly with the good old
There.
stare,
Yeah.
or I'll just come in and like
Clap.
you know, do that clap,
Mm.
yeah, or type on the screen.
I do
You
that.
like that
That's
one?
a
as
good
well?
one.
love
That's
doing
really
that.
If you are listening, please stop talking.
And then you've got the kids just reading it out, and everyone can hear them.
I go, I can read.
Or sometimes when I'm typing it fast, you know when you make a little spelling mistake, I'm like, what's that word?
And then I have a
Yeah.
struggle because my L, K, and J don't work on my laptop.
You really need a new laptop.
No, but I just don't want to buy anyone. I love my Mac so much. But it doesn't work, and then sometimes I'm like, wait a minute. And then I have to press my L and get my keyboard up. But yeah, I like typing. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I love it.
What would you do, Sarah?
My favorite is just counting down. So I'll start at 10, 9, and they all scurry.
Yeah.
And I find that they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you get to 3,
Yeah.
It's like the end of the world's coming.
Like,
I feel a ground shake.
You know nothing's gonna happen, but I get to 1, but okay.
Yeah. The room's gonna like, I don't know, explode.
It's so funny.
or give like a classic, like just start giving dojo points to
as
people
soon
sitting
as
ready.
they hear. Oh,
Yes,
look.
they hear the
You
sound.
know what I do? I just put it on the screen. And I just sets them up, and I don't even press anything.
No.
And they just go and crazy.
That's a good one.
And
know.
I do like this thing. It's the tables because they don't know what they do with them tables. They're not straight at the end of the day. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So I just go, you have 2 minutes. I'm going to inspect this room. And I go
Yeah.
round with my finger pointer. I inspect the room.
Ooh.
And then when I look under the tables and they lift their feet and everything. Just one time someone hid something under their foot. And I was like, lift your foot. And they went, no, miss. And I said, why are you dragging it?
Like under their foot.
Yeah, it was like some piece of paper. or
That's
something. I'm very
hilarious.
picky. Any paper? Why is your paper?
That's really good. Wow.
Quite funny. Sergeant Major walking around the room.
Okay, next scenario.
Yes.
A bee flies into the class. Mayhem ensues.
So I'll be screaming too.
What do you do apart from screaming?
I would like what's the word? Compose myself first
Yes, me
because I
too.
hate bees and wasps.
I am also allergic. So there's also that high risk of
Death.
So no, I would be the same. Try and I think in those moments something inside me takes over,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, because if it was me at home, I'd be like, ah.
Yeah.
But
I think it's because they're in your care and you're like protector
it's
mode.
like a motherly instinct
Yes,
in me.
yeah.
It's like, boop.
Yeah.
So
I just don't want one to get stung because
No.
that's the whole issue, and it's pardon me.
I think be like, don't flap, because that makes it worse, angrier, and I would probably try and, if it's near the window, try and gently waft
I
it
learned
out.
this is so random, but when I was younger, I learned from Peppa Pig that you have to stand still when a bee comes near you. Do not go crazy. Yeah, that's completely irrelevant. Well, it's not irrelevant, but
Yeah, no.
that's why I learned.
And then if you can't get out of the classroom,
Move location.
evacuate.
Get somebody, Mr. Paul, come.
Gonna be here.
Yeah, probably.
I've also had, when you killed an insect or something, and then they all get upset that you killed it, and I was like, you didn't want it there.
Yeah.
But,
We had last week, and I honestly don't even know what it was. It had a really it had a pointer at the back, like a stinger, and it looked like a scorpion.
Oh.
But it definitely wasn't. It was like this size, but it looked like one.
With the tail?
No, like just sticking out.
Oh.
But the front looked like a pincher's thing.
No, your room's always got insects.
The weirdest bug I've ever seen. And
that is weird.
And I stood on it, and it made a proper
crunch.
And I was like,
I stood on millipedes over
the
there.
millipedes.
Yeah,
they do crunch. I know. Those I've got used to those, and I just scoop them with paper and.
See, I'm not too bad with insects. Like they don't freak me out. Like a bee would freak me out. Flying around, and at least with an insect you can sort of.
Can't just kind of scoop it and flick it out.
Yeah,
bees are annoying.
Or I have a kid in my class, and he quite likes to do it. So I'm like,
give them some responsibility.
You have a sibling in your class, so you can get him to do it too.
Tell me after who it is. Yeah.
You have no idea.
So next scenario, you're out on a class trip.
Oh.
What do you do to make sure no students go missing and they stay on task as well?
Well, I went on my first one last week and no one went missing.
Good job. Well done.
What was the question again?
Like, how do you make sure no one goes missing but they stay on task too?
Buddies.
Oh yeah.
They have a partner. Always.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to the Logos ship?
Yes.
And I made my cake. Do you remember?
There's a Logos ship?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll tell you that after. Right. I borrowed from Eleni her rope. So it's basically like a
like I've seen those
little handles.
Yeah.
So I made the class I had in grade 1 that year were a bit of a flight risk, to be honest. So I was like, grab on, and so that was what I did, and we walked around that boat literally. We looked mental. And
that's brilliant.
Looking back now, I was like, they probably weren't that bad, but in that moment,
stay
with the partner. So I always do this is your partner, you work with them, and again, if they have a worksheet and stuff to do, I'm like, you need to make sure both of you have done it.
Also, other adults, so giving them a group.
100%.
And then telling them what to do with them, making sure. But worksheets are great. Activity sheets, drawing. Did they draw the
No,
castle?
I did not. No, I didn't.
But they had little worksheets.
We worksheets.
I think it depends on where you're going. Like we went to the zoo last year, the whole primary and everyone, and I gave mine a checklist of we played Spot the Animal, and they loved it. So,
Colossi Castle's quite good because there's so much space in the rooms that they can just walk around.
And they can't destroy anything.
Yeah. But I said to them, don't go anywhere unless you can't see me or Sarah here. They're fine.
And then some trips though, it's so fun they don't need a worksheet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We went to a theme park once.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah. But I couldn't do that as a teacher because they just let us run. We just didn't have any supervision. We just went. I had our little caps on us. What if we lost?
Ah,
I remember we red cap
Yeah.
we had, and I tripped over something.
Yeah.
I remember I fell, and there was nobody, like, it was just me and
No,
like my
yeah,
friends,
yeah,
but like the teacher wasn't there.
But, no.
In
Scary.
primary or secondary?
Primary.
Whoa.
I
I
was
can
B- I
imagine
was
if it's
B7.
secondary, but not
Wow.
I was
primary.
B7.
But still, that's
Mm.
anyway.
No.
The risk assessment for that.
Yeah. Hey, you're on playground duty, and
Oh.
a fight breaks out.
Oh, I've been there actually.
What do you do?
What kind of fight are we talking about?
Fisty fight, sure. Let's make it dramatic.
Run over.
Oh, like a proper,
Like proper
like I
fight.
need to. Oh, okay. Go over, stand in the middle.
Get punched.
Oh yeah.
Take
Oh,
one.
I've been hit. Oh, Sarah.
Sarah, I had a
Sarah,
snap
come
once. I had
on,
a snap
yeah.
one on that playground.
Yeah. Like if it's really bad and you
Really?
need it in the middle, like I would in the middle, and then they stop pretty quickly when they
Yeah.
realize that it's not
That you're
their-
hitting
yeah,
the teacher.
like they do. So then I'd be like, right, and you go to this corner and you go over here, time out, and then I would go to both kids. What happened? Tell me your
Yes.
story. What happened? Tell me your story, and then get Kier. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
And I learned
Thanks, Kier.
I learned early
Yeah.
on that never just hear the one side, even if
Oh,
you think
yeah.
they're right.
Oh, yeah.
Always hear
Oh,
the other
sure.
side.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
things
Two sides.
come up that
I
you're
know.
like, oh, you didn't mention this.
Yes. Oh,
Two sides to every
yeah.
story.
Mhm.
And when I had
Yeah.
to split up that fight in that playground, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, to be honest. And I ran over and I was like,
Yeah. And then, but sometimes it's like if you just
Not
go,
very kids.
oi, like if you just go, oi, they do separate.
Yeah,
You know.
oi.
I mean,
Yeah.
you.
my one's hey.
I did. I make all the
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
And if maybe the tone of the voice that they hear, they're like,
Mhm.
but,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then they sit timeout.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always a wee time out. Have 5 minutes to reflect on your emotions. And then there's always tears.
Mhm.
And you're like,
Mm.
Another thing, so when kids then start arguing with you,
oh,
what do you do?
I'm
also been there
so
this week too.
sorry. Like, I am sorry. I'm not done speaking.
That was quite scary.
Excuse me.
I find a lot of kids are doing that.
They're interrupting.
Loads. I
Yeah,
never,
yeah.
I just didn't.
No.
A lot of us didn't do that. We just wouldn't think to start arguing with the teacher.
I think sometimes there's just such a lack of respect,
Yes.
and that is such a big thing.
They need
Yeah.
their little
That's
bit to be
okay.
heard. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
speaking. You don't hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? Yeah. In class especially. Like in break times. Oh, and then it's on this, but then you know when there's been a fight, someone else always comes. There's always about 6 other kids that appear. Oh, I saw
The
no,
witnesses.
No, go away. I'm not interested in no witnesses. Well, sometimes you need them, but
Yeah.
at that moment, you know.
It's always a hard one because you need the people to like not snitch, but like to tell you what happened.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But then, like I always tell my class, snitching is when you want the other people to
Oh,
get
yeah,
into
no,
trouble.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
Just end up in ditches.
But then they're useful to the teacher, you know, because then you
Yeah.
know what's because your eyes aren't everywhere.
And you know the kids that'll snitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
I do go and be like,
Now, what
hello,
happened?
What happened?
And then they're right, come here. What happened? What's the truth?
They'll tell you. The honest kids will tell you. No, look, it was this. Even if it's their friend in the wrong, they'll tell. Yeah.
And you want, I know, you kind of want
It's at
to.
10 past.
Yeah.
Okay, so to conclude,
Mm-hmm.
Quick episode this
I
week.
know,
Yeah.
Sorry.
what are your top 3 behavior management strategies that you use in the classroom?
Typing.
Typing.
The good old clap or the shh, shh, shh.
Ah, you love you love that.
Because, do you know why? Because I used to do the clap, and either I'm holding something stupid in my hands, you know, or the kids are, you know, when they line up for lunch and they're like this, and then I'm here, they can't clap, so I just go,
Yeah.
shh, shh, and then they do it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like those.
Mine's macaroni cheese.
Everybody freeze.
Oh man, it drives me insane. I need to pick a new one.
There's loads in that school that we do says in that.
It was like zip it, lock it, put it
In
in
your
your pocket.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Focus, focus,
Everybody
everyone,
focus. What was it?
I couldn't say that.
Oh,
French
what was
myself.
there's a guacamole one, but I don't remember.
Oh, some of them were a bit iffy though.
I think it was holy moly, guacamole. And I was like, maybe not. Yeah.
I can't say
So,
that.
no. But yeah, so I think those kind of things, because my first few years teaching, probably I was a very shouty teacher, and I would have raised my voice a lot.
Yeah.
I only now, honestly, raise my voice if I have nothing else as well.
Yeah.
And at that point,
Last resort.
they're like,
Yeah.
Like they are terrified.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
And actually, sometimes when you go a lot
Yeah.
quieter, and then they start to listen more, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh wait, I'm gonna miss something,"
Yeah.
you know.
Or it's, I will just stand and wait. I'm not
Yeah.
scared now, just to stand there and be like,
Yeah.
I once waited, this was last week, I waited
Mm.
like, I timed it on the watch 3 minutes. I told him that, and they're like, oh, yeah.
because it's easier
Yeah, I mean,
than,
that,
yeah. Because this is, you know, I've been watching Mr. P.
Shout
Shout
out.
out. And I know
brilliant.
Stella loves him too, so we were saying this. And Stella says this a lot. The most important tool in the classroom is the teacher.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then it's, if I've spent the whole week shouting and I've no voice,
Yeah, what's the point?
good's that?
Yeah.
You know?
There's
Yeah.
no, and I don't talk unless everyone's quiet.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then when
same.
people start like talking over,
stop.
you've lost them then.
I stop mid sentence, and then the kids that are listening are like, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And also, when you do that, when you talk over them, it
Yeah.
teaches them that they can do that
Yeah.
to other people, and then you know. it's
They
gonna
just
end up rude.
constantly do it.
Yeah. Also, I find praise. So when you praise people
Oh,
around
yeah.
the person who's
Yes.
misbehaving.
I know, lovely
Yeah.
sitting.
Yes.
Oh, I will give 5 team points to you.
Yeah.
And you know,
then
I find it sometimes way more effective too.
Oh, it is.
The positives are
Because there's
better.
kids that are sitting there just like waiting. I know.
Do you ever look at them and they are bored stupid?
Yeah.
Like they're ones that are that sit perfect and they're like this.
Yeah.
And I think I feel
sorry.
so exactly. Yeah.
I feel bad for them sometimes.
I really do.
And I'm really sorry, but like,
I'm so sorry. This is the class you've ended up in.
They do so well.
They
It's like
do.
we see you, we
do,
appreciate
we
you.
do.
you said that in
Absolutely.
assembly today.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Did I?
I think you did.
Yeah.
I said teachers see everything.
Oh yes.
Really
Yes.
quickly
We
way.
do. We were like, okay.
We see everything.
Yeah.
Always watching.
Might be anything on because he likes the sound of music.
Mine clean
Well,
up the
don't
nose.
I was actually going to give it to his brother as well. I know.
That would have been cute.
I know.
That happened once when we had like a set of 3 siblings, and all 3
Oh,
got it, and it was just
yeah,
like,
that was cool. VIP is another great one for behavior
Yes.
management.
I sometimes say, Katie does this too.
yeah.
We go, I'm really struggling to
Oh,
find a VIP
Laura.
this week.
I've said that on a Friday morning before, 2 minutes before assembly. I really don't know who I'm giving it to.
I said my best.
And then they'll be like, well, they haven't had it. And I'm like, doesn't mean they'll get it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Moral of the tale: behave.
Please.
Please. But honestly, like once the behavior's good, and
Mhm.
then they're focused.
It's true.
Because if the behavior's gone,
Mm.
it's teaching the lesson.
Yeah, it's a
Who's
nightmare.
going to be able to
And
hear it?
sometimes I think it's just, sometimes they're looking at attention.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes I do just ignore it. Because
Yes.
then, as soon as they realise that
Yeah.
I'm not, oh, then they give up.
Yeah.
If it's like low level stuff though, I would
Yeah.
just go around and maybe tap my
Yeah, oh,
shoulder
like
and
this,
go
the quiet little,
Silent cues
Yeah.
are very good.
on
Yeah.
a little table tap, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
well, not as dramatic as that, just you know,
Yeah.
you know. Or if they're playing with something while I'm teaching, I might just take it out of their
I just go like
hands.
this.
Oh, I
continue
love
talking,
doing that in
and
assembly. I'm
walk
like,
away. You're really sassy with the hand.
I do.
You know, it reminds me of I did behavior management for my thesis, which was really fun. And I found out, so I went into classrooms and I observed, and then I collected all the data and blah blah blah. And I found out the data. I found out that so the best positive methods. That's what I told her. The best positive methods is praise,
Yes.
praising around, and the best negative, not negative, but like when you're reacting to bad behavior.
Right, I'm
Sorry.
really sorry.
Are you listening to me?
Is that what you do in class?
Are you listening? No, because they wouldn't.
Do you change the tone of your voice ever?
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes I sarcastically sing, "Grade 3,
Yes.
are you listening?" You heard me do it, yeah.
I do
I
too.
love it though.
Yeah.
Like just,
It's a good stress
"Okay."
reliever.
I'm like, can you get the whiteboards? And then they're like this.
Please.
You're not
And then one
listening
kid goes,
to
"You're a really good
me.
singer, Miss." And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
This is so Miss Hannah doesn't go crazy.
Well, on that note,
Yes.
bye.
Bye.
Please
Bye.
like and subscribe.
Follow the Instagram.
Oh, you two start
Comment
singing and
below.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
stuff. Bye. So Sarah pressed record.